So I came to Malta for the first time when I was just a teenager. I came with my mom to take part in a beauty contest. It was called Miss Bikini International. And I left many friends and connections. So then the time passed and I started to explore the opportunity because I had beautiful memories from that time during the contest and decided to actually move to Malta something like 16 years ago. So during this time, I can definitely say I had witnessed a lot of changes, not just in what it is the looks of the island and the architecture, but also, I don't know, in the way how the society have welcomed so many other diverse people from so many different cultures. And I think it's quite interesting as well how it developed in the finance industry or in the finance point of view, because maybe that's very close to me as I'm an operational risk analyst. And nowadays we have so many gaming industries, so many finance corporations and entities actually based here in Malta, which is quite interesting. So in particular, I will say that in the finance world, there are not challenges as such gender related in my personal experience. There are a lot of challenges and they come more in the operational risk point of view from the always changing environment. I mean, we have so many elements. I can speak about cybersecurity, ESG, I don't know, macroeconomic variables, so many elements that they have been, changing the planet. This is not isolated and it's not in particular related to my career. But when it comes to finance, in my personal experience, I never felt that due to the gender I had any challenges or due to the fact that I was a female. On the contrary, I have found very good role models, people to support me strongly in my career, and I'm very satisfied with all the success I actually managed until now. So from a modeling perspective, I continue modeling since a very early age. Recently, I went to New York, which was quite a reward in my career as a model. I have never been in New York before for Fashion Week. I did Milan Fashion Week for the last few years. And I must say I've been very lucky. There are so many people there that now they are like family to me. Every year when we actually meet again, some of those designers, models, backstage people have become really, really good friends. So we remain in contact and it's like a big reunion when I have that feeling of belonging, to a community is very good. I was a bit afraid that maybe New York was not going to be the same because it was first time, it's a different environment, different people. I was not, new there. But on the contrary, I actually found a very warm welcome for all the Latino community because I'm half Venezuelan, half Spanish. I actually got by surprise to meet many interesting South American and Latin American women which are actually shaping and making a huge difference in the stage internationally. Some of them are even now taking part in the Miss Universe, so wishing them luck. It is quite interesting, the idea that people sometimes make of you just by looks or by seeing you. So many times I will say, I will treat this more in a, let's say, experience. I will share with you a couple of experiences. Even when you go for a job interview or when you enter to a meeting, sometimes people say, oh my God, your impression was she's going to be so cold or so distant. And no, because maybe we like to have a nice appearance or we have a certain style that defines the way how we actually behave or how we handle, negotiations, work, business. I think it's a perception. Sometimes we put labels or we stereotype, standardize the image of a person, in particular maybe female. So yes, that will be, I will say people maybe have a perception, but then when they get to meet me, obviously many times they tell me you are incredibly easily to approach or very easy to communicate with, and I'm glad and I hope that continues that way. Malta is a beautiful place for someone who likes to have a balanced life, someone who appreciates to have a bit of tranquility, someone that is a lover of warm weather, because we have Mediterranean weather, so I really see this as something to treasure. I love having a very easy climate. I find fabulous the fact that the distances are very short, so I don't need to waste time commuting every single day. It allows me as well to do many different things in one day, and it is very diverse. Definitely, I think when we talk about Malta nowadays, you need to definitely add that element that we have people from all over the world here. So South Americans, we love coffee, but definitely I will say here they are kind of a tea people, maybe influenced by the British, I will say. And that's something that I took from them, and I treasure my tea time every single day with a bit of milk. It is one of the perks, one of the good qualities, I will say, having here such a diverse environment. It allows you to keep connected with the world. It allows you to actually get exposure to different ways of thinking. It makes the way how you work, how you live, to also be impacted and evolve. By having, even in my office, we have, I work with 12 different jurisdictions of Europe, and we have people from many more countries, so it actually helps a lot to have all those different ways of thinking, to come up with something that at the end will be rewarding or will be successful from many different points of view. From the art background, Frida Kahlo. My mom is an artist and she has been painting her and showing me her style, her life experience since I was very, very young. So the impact of Mexico and her art have been present in my life. Apart from her, if I move to fashion, there have been iconic people which are colorful and I follow closely. You have from Spain, Agatha Ruiz de la Prada, which is the opposite or the contrary to other people which are very classic. Carolina Herrera, which is considered a Venezuelan, North American designer, and I don't know, there are so many figures, but not just for those ones that have been successful and are well known internationally. I think I can find as well inspiration from day to day from people I work with, from people you meet in the streets every day, or something that you come across like a video when you are scrolling or something. There are things which sometimes trigger on you a new idea, and those are equally, of great value. So definitely, when we speak about South America and Malta, I need to highlight the fact that here I feel safe, because in South American environments, you really need to be careful, and then maybe as a female, we are more guarded and protected, in particularly in this era now compared to when I was a child, because I'm now, we have a gap of 20 years. We have many countries like Venezuela, they have been affected by political environments which are unstable. So those make difficult the day-to-day living, for different reasons. Instability always makes an impact. So I do value a lot security, I do value a lot the fact that here you can actually feel safe. I think compared to other cities, I also live in Barcelona, I also live in the States. What I found here that actually got me is I felt like I pertain to the culture. Not everywhere people feels welcome. I do feel welcome, and I think it comes both ways. It's not something that the country will open the arms. You also need to be willing to be understanding and respect the culture. So I think there is a very good balance to the way how I was brought up, how I like to live, and the values that they have. So we share love and passion for the environment, love for a good weather, relaxed lifestyle. So certain things which are very simple for me are very important, and those you can easily find them here. So I believe there are a lot of connections there. I think my career, to make you understand a bit better, is an operational risk analyst, and we really need to assess and make the most of the opportunities. Opportunities meaning anything which is happening, and this is environment related. So what is the surrounding that we have? That could be political, economical, I mean all the different environments. And in modeling, the fashion is also shaped by everything which is happening. So a person which is philanthropic, with is exploring what is happening, is actually a bit artistic from my point of view. So when you merge these two words, it actually creates, I will say, a very, very good and a strong person. You have a good global view, you have a diverse understanding of what is happening, and you also don't make yourself very, let's say, strong or focus only in the reality or the facts, but you also get the magic at the art, what is happening behind. It's a way of how to balance, I will say. You have the numbers, you have what is happening, but you can get to appreciate how is that impacting as well the culture. So it's related, it's very much related. Everything that is happening also reflects in fashion always. If you look into history, I'm sure it will continue to be that way. This is very easy. What I love to do in Malta during my weekends is basically I have two golden retrievers, so I need to make them part of my daily routine. I need to make them part of my weekends, in particularly in summer, or I will say before and after summer, in the between seasons. I take them swimming a lot. I love going for a walk, going for a short hike, because we don't have very large parks here, but instead of focusing in that, I make the most of what I have, and I actually enjoy to the most family, creating some very nice memories with my dogs and relaxing. I have many memories which are related to Malta, because we are speaking now about 16 years living here. But definitely at the top, I think, is when I had the opportunity to work in movies with my parents. So my parents are retired. I got them with me here 6 years ago. And we auditioned and we started taking part in movies as extras, as background actors. And to be honest, having the opportunity to represent characters, have time with them, dress up, see the behind the scenes of huge productions, such as, I don't know, we have seen the first one that we did together was actually with Antonio Banderas, and he was playing Picasso for a National Geographic series. It was very rewarding. I mean, it's like children when you see something from behind for the first time. Then I was sharing as well the experience with my parents. It's something which I think I will treasure forever. When it comes about fashion, I had the opportunity to witness how Malta have been very resilient, and I closely know by now so many people that they have been working so hard to actually keep the fashion industry in Malta and to put it in the level as it is right now. So if I can say something, I can say that it has been very challenging for them, for the people driving actually fashion movements in Malta. But at the end, I can see that they have been rewarded with a lot of success. I can see that there have been new connections. I can see some international fashion weeks as well trying to partner and making agreements with the Fashion Week Malta. I think what they have accomplished is great. It's very easy to say that there is room for improvement, but I think that's in nearly any sector. I believe that the important here is to see how far they have gone and not to focus in how much more they still need to do, compared to other big names or other big cities like Milan, New York, that we were mentioning before. So I see it positive, brilliant, and I think they have been very resilient, but I can see them even growing much more. So my personal style have been building up with my personality. Definitely at the beginning, and it's still a strong part of myself, the South American background, so I have a lot of colors. Then the background of my mom, the blood of my mom, actually is Spanish. I think it makes always this touch of maybe a Spanish look. And traveling, meeting people, moving, being part of Malta, you start incorporating, things from one and another. I have come now to a point when I am a bit more relaxed, in the sense that I think after COVID we all make a bit of a change in the wardrobe to be a bit less, I would say a bit more casual. But I never put aside my beautiful, red lipstick and some touch of color, which represents that, colors, flowers, laces, which for me are South American and a part of Spain. As I mentioned before, my mom is an artist. Therefore, I was exposed to the art community and art events in a number of opportunities. I have engaged with many local artists. I met many photographers, if we go a bit into the fashion line as well. So I think it's important to be connected with the place where you live in, and art is one of the best ways to connect with the locals, with the people which are actually making the history of the nation. So I'm actively present in many of the art exhibitions, whether with my mom if it is a collective exhibition, or yes, to support some other local artists which I know. I don't want to mention one or two because I know many, so I don't want to give a favorite, but definitely there are plenty of them to make reference. So if I could be an animal here in Malta, definitely I think I will choose a cat. Yes, because they love them, they treasure them, and there are so many cat villages, so I think that will give me a good chance that I will be very well looked after. I change my favorite color according to the season. I go through seasons or stages. Like I used to love red a lot. It was kind of my signature color, and even my name, Carmin, is, if you are an artist, you know that from the palette, from the shade of colors, is one red which is quite deep, a bit nearly purple, and this color was, for me, it was kind of a strong, element of identification. But then with time I found it a bit too dark, too serious, and as I say, I think the same with music. According to how I'm feeling, what I'm working on, what I'm developing, I actually change. Sometimes go into more neutral colors, and then all of a sudden I may like another color. So lately I was using a lot lilac, which is a soft tone of purple. So I actually think I feel influenced by, my environment, how I feel, and even the fashion to actually change, into one or another. There's things that I always take with me and I never leave behind because they are required. They are a must for a fashion event. So I will say what I always take with me is my high heels. A very good pair of high heels. This is a must because it will actually make me feel comfortable and it will reflect my skills to the very best. When you are comfortable and you can walk and you can show how you portray yourself, and so a pair of heels is a must. Besides that, I think I really learned something important with time, and is that I build my strength not just in the personality, but in the vibration, how you enter and how you drive yourself towards the full event, from the beginning to the end. So when you actually are professional, you respect the time of others, you actually behave with, grace, in the sense, happiness, I will say. When you are grateful for the moment and what you are living, it shows. So people can see that you are enjoying, and that makes a huge difference. So when you go to a casting, many times it could be actually that the result will be negative, in the sense that you will not be chosen. But the fact that you will pursue and that will not take that personally as a battle that you lost or as a defeat, and you will say, I enter here happy and I leave here happy, many times will actually give me the spot on the second casting or on a different opportunity, because you were professional and you knew how to handle your emotions and how to actually reflect to people a good, strong, happy kind of a statement. So I need heels and a happy statement. That's it. So, well, definitely needs to be comfortable, because there is no one suits them all. I think the best high heel is the one that you also feel comfortable with, the one that you have trained a lot, the one that in particular, but this is a very personal opinion, I am not inclined, and I don't see very elegant platforms or these super high, in the sense, platforms mainly. I prefer a stiletto and a very elegant heel with maximum, 1-2 centimeters of platform. I think that shows actually very good balance and elegance when you are walking,